Okay, so I kind of want to talk about my more updated mindset now that the first week has passed. And it's basically that I feel not only hopeful, but I'm starting to accept it. Because I was watching a Tom Merrick video yesterday about how to recover from injuries, and he mentioned that he had a labrum tear, and 6 months post labrum tear, he was able to do a handstand push up. So that's amazing, being able to do a handstand push up 6 months post labrum tear, especially like a full labrum tear, bro. That's amazing. So to seeing that kind of gave me hope as well. I'm like, I'll recover. It's not that bad. I probably didn't hear anything. I'll find out in the MRI, but I probably didn't hear anything. So just relax. Alhamdulillah, I'm in a much better position than I thought I was, right? And the second thing was that I was like, yo, man, even Gabo Saturno, right? The founder of Saturno movement, even he has had 40 plus shoulder dislocations. He has a labrum tear, he has a lat tear, and still the guy's now aiming to do a planche. He can do front lever, he's now aiming to do a planche. Bro, that is like hope for me. That kind of shows me the opposite side where I can be fine, relax, it's just a matter of time. It's better if you accept that instead of running away from it. So that's what I'm doing. It's like I'm just kind of accepting the fact that, it's going to take me at least 6 months to get back on track, but that's fine, until then. There's no point stressing about, what content am I going to make, There's no point stressing about, my gains and everything. No. Allah Azza wa Jal gave you this for a reason, right? He gave you this for a reason. So just, if you don't know the hikmah, if you don't know the wisdom behind it, just relax and accept it and just move on and try to focus on rehab, focusing on your shoulder instability, focusing on these things that you wouldn't have found if it weren't for this injury. I found out that my shoulders are so unstable, and I wouldn't have found this out if it wasn't for this injury. So again, it's just accepting that, this is going to take time. So instead of focusing on how much time it will take, just focus on the rehab, focus on actually getting your shoulder stronger. So that's kind of where my mindset is at right now. That just be grateful. It wasn't something too bad, It was just something minor, just a normal subluxation, nothing too bad. I'm starting to feel so grateful for that, alhamdulillah, that it wasn't something bad, and in these 6 months, if I just focus on getting stronger at the exercises that will help me, build stability in the specific range of motion that I got injured in, then I'm literally building bulletproof shoulders. And if I'm building bulletproof shoulders right now, that's going to pay me dividends through my entire training career. Like, think about that. If I spend 6 months bulletproofing my shoulders, bulletproofing my knees, right? Because obviously I can't really train that much. So if I just do that for 6 months, that is going to pay me dividends for the next 10 plus years, inshallah, right? Because I'm building the infrastructure around the joints to be able to support them, when I do train harder and harder and harder in the future, because I like to train hard. So it's kind of like I'm taking a break from regular training just to really build the infrastructure so I can fully push myself when the time arrives, when the time comes where I'm able to actually work out how I want to, So it's like a preparation phase, basically. It's building the foundations, building everything from the ground up, and that can, inshallah, help me make even more gains in the future. Because what's the point, if I kept continuing, or let's say, I had shoulder instability and I was on my way to, for example, a 100 kilogram overhead press, and I got injured midway. That would suck, that would suck so bad. But, now that I'm able to, build, inshallah, the stability in the shoulders and the scapula and also in my knees as well, so I could push for athleticism in my legs and push for strength in my upper body, so I can do that without pain for a longer time as compared to before, because this instability would come back to bite me in some way, shape, or form sometime in my life, in my training career. So I'm just getting super grateful for this. I'm like, it's a blessing that this injury happened, because I found weak points that I can correct, and if I correct those, then inshallah I'm gonna have a way longer training career. So that's kind of where my mindset is at, And also, one more thing is that I was watching Chris Williamson's podcast with Chris Bumstead yesterday, and one of the things that really hit me was that Chris Bumstead was in the hospital 4 weeks out from the Olympia. Like, think about this. I'm not even competing in anything, bro. And Chris Bumstead, who's the 5-time Olympia champion, this guy is 4 weeks out from the Olympia, and he's in the hospital. Imagine that. There's so much pressure from fans. There's so much pressure from different people, And he's 4 weeks out and he's in the hospital. He can't train properly. It took him a week to recover. That's 3 weeks out now. Like, the amount of pressure that he would have versus what I have is nothing. There's a night and day difference, Sure, he still looked good, but point being, what mattered was winning the Olympia, What mattered was becoming champion. And he did end up coming second, which is amazing. But point being, this kind of stuff happens to a lot of people and they have recovered from it. So what makes you think you can't, bi-idhnillah? That's kind of my mindset right now. So that being said, I'm going to stop yapping and let's move on.
So I just want to chime in and say this. I know you probably hear echo. I'm sorry for that, but today working out is the last thing I want to do. Right? Today was a very hectic day, so I do not want to work out whatsoever. But I am still in my little tiny home gym that barely exists because what needs to be done needs to be done. There's no point in me being like I don't feel like working out. No, bro, it doesn't matter. You just get in and you do it. As simple as that. So today I have legs as well as a few shoulder accessories that I want to do that I tried out on Tuesday and they felt amazing on my shoulder. So I'm gonna do them today. That's just how it is. That's just who I am. So actually I did them Monday, not Tuesday. But yeah, here we are. Let's hit legs now. So I just got done with 5 minutes on this treadmill right here, backwards. And geez, I can say, although it seems very easy in hindsight, but when you actually do it, holy crap, it's so much harder than it actually is. It is so much harder than it actually looks because, man, it's like, I did it for 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes consecutively. It was like those 5 minutes were never gonna end, like for real. It's actually insane. I'm all sweaty now, but that just goes to show that, you know, it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. I wanted to stop so many times whilst I was doing it and be like, I'll just break it up. But I was like, nah, bro. Bring out the David Goggins within you. Just keep doing it. And so that's what I've done. And I'm not gonna lie, it felt amazing on the quads. It felt amazing on the knees. My knees feel and my quads feel full of blood right now. They feel amazing. So now we're gonna move on to some tibialis raises, and then calf raises, then some more tibialis raises, then some more calf raises, and then we'll move on to the actual stuff, which is the ATG split squat, the Patrick step. After that, we have a few stretches, and then we're done for the day.
Alright, so this is a quick time lapse of me doing some tibialis raises followed by some calf raises that are done in a very specific manner, and then those are again followed by some more tibialis raises for more volume for the tibs, and then that is followed by a different type of calf raise, something called an ATG calf raise, I believe, where you just bend your knees and it's supposed to do what a bent leg calf raise does. And then after that we have some Patrick steps, again a quick time lapse. These are amazing for the knees and warming up for what's about to come, which is the ATG split squat. Amazing movement. But this time I'm not doing actual reps. What I'm doing is I did 3 sets of about 30 seconds holding the most deepest position of this movement. And what that's supposed to do is that it's basically going to kind of prep up your knees for what's going to come in the future, which is going to be hopefully full repetition. So this is how you start at a certain height and then eventually you lower down with full repetitions. Now this is the interesting part, right? I wanted to fix my shoulder and I found that my external rotation is something that needs a lot of work. And so therefore, this is one of the best movements that I believe I've seen on the internet for improving your external rotation. And I learned this from Neil's over toes guy, aka Ben Patrick. So what you do is basically seated Cuban rotation where you are using your knee for assistance. You're basically taking your shoulder through a range of motion which is comfortable for you. You can see I'm not going all the way down because that is when I start feeling pain and ache and pinches in my shoulder, which is why I just take it down a bit lower than 90 degrees or 90 degrees at max. That's what's comfortable for me, and so do it to an extent which is comfortable for you. So I do this for about 3 sets of 15 repetitions. Again, it feels really good on the shoulder, and I genuinely just felt better and I felt more able to move after doing this exercise versus not doing it, and I feel like this is going to be key in order for me to strengthen my rotator cuff and potentially, alleviate myself from all future injuries that could occur. Inshallah, we'll see about that. But yeah, I'm currently doing 1.25 kilograms for about 3 sets of 15, and I aim to get to around 7 to 8 kilograms for 3 sets of 15 repetitions, because that is a strength standard that's about 12 to 15% of your own body weight. And once you get there, Ben Patrick said that the chances of injury reduce by a large amount because you strengthen your external rotation to a very, very good standard. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing here. You can see the left shoulder here with a different angle. Same thing, I could have gone further down with my left shoulder, more than 90 degrees, but I chose not to because I did not want to risk any future imbalances that could occur in internal rotation strength. So yeah, that's kind of why I chose not to do below 90 degrees and only do 90 degrees. Again, 1.25 kilograms here. Really want to get to around 7 to 8 kilograms for 3 sets of 15 repetitions. Approaching, I guess, close to failure or till failure, doesn't really matter. But point being, again, get that weight, get that standard, because once I get that standard, I know inshallah, then I'm going to be able to play sports and do anything overhead without any pain whatsoever, because I would have bulletproof my shoulder in a sense, since my external rotation would be extremely strong. So yeah, that's kind of what this was. Let's move on. Okay, so as you can probably tell, I am extremely exhausted, and the reason for that is my sleep quality, or just my sleep in general, hasn't been the best because,
a lot has been going on in my brain recently. A bunch of things that just I'm just juggling together basically. So that has been a bit overwhelming, and that again has led to poor sleep quality because my entire night dream thing, whatever, is just me thinking about that stuff, which again is very, very, very annoying. But that being said, another thing that I need to consider is my sleep length. And the thing is, right, I have not been sleeping early at all. I've been sleeping quite late. And the reason for that is because after Isha, I just spent time researching more about the shoulder, about, the knees and everything, just so I can freaking find what the problem is, because I'm struggling to find the actual problem. It's like there's pain right here, right? There's pain, like some pains right here. Some of it is, within here. It's like I don't understand what's going on. So, yeah, just trying to get the answer, that is so time consuming. And like obviously, like I'm waiting for my MRI. My MRI is on Saturday, inshallah. So that's when I'll be getting it. But the results is gonna come out on Sunday. So we'll see what happens. But my point is that my recovery hasn't been the best. I haven't been sleeping much. I haven't been sleeping as deep, and that has obviously been affecting my recovery. And a negative effect on my recovery will obviously negatively affect how well I recover from this shoulder injury that I have, or this bicep injury. I have no idea what is. I'm probably gonna find out when the MRI comes out. But yeah, that's my point. So it is my fault. It has 100% my fault. I take 100% ownership of the fact that I am now struggling with this shoulder injury, and I'm not letting it fully heal because I'm not taking full recovery measures, and I am again completely responsible for that. So from now, it's just a matter of really, prioritizing the simple basic stuff, which is doing my rehab, doing, or the rehab that I think I should be doing, and just keeping my recovery right. And also one more thing is I've been, I don't know why, it's like I've been feeling really frustrated lately as well with the progress of the shoulder, and that is again because I just feel like it's not recovering as fast as it should. And I guess one of the reasons is because I'm not sleeping enough, and I'm not sleeping enough as deep as I should be. And that is obviously having an effect on how well my shoulder, how fast my shoulder recovers. Like besides that, I think a lot of it is just impatience, because I have literally done the 1990 rotation twice so far, just 2 times, and after doing it like twice, right, I'm trying to move my shoulder around and be like, it doesn't feel good right now, bro. That's not how things work. That is not how things work. It takes time. I'm thinking, I'm thinking in a few months from now. So if I spend the next, let's say, 5-6 months getting super super strong at this exercise, trying to get to at least 8 kilograms for 3 sets of 15 repetitions, which would be an extremely good standard for my body weight, because I weigh about 68 kilograms right now, and so that would be around 6.8 kilograms if I were to use 10% of my body weight, basically 7 kilograms for 3 sets of 15. But the safer side is 12 to 15%. So I was like, 15% is probably going to be like 8 kilograms maybe. So 8 kilograms for 3 sets of 15, that is the standard I am shooting for with this 1990 rotation. Because if I can get there, then I know that my external rotators are decently strong, which they are not right now. And also because I can't really go fully down, I can only go like 90 degrees basically. After that point, it hurts. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I should tell myself that just focus on the rehab. Focus on what you actually can control. You can't control how well your shoulder feels. You can control your rehab. You can control your recovery. You can control your sleep. You can control your nutrition. You can control these basic factors. So just focus on them. There's no point in focusing on what you cannot control. It's just something I need to keep reminding myself that it's just part of the journey. As much as I want to get jacked, as much as I want to get yoked, as much as I want to get a massive overhead press, a massive way to pull up, it is what it is. I need to spend this time building the foundation that I will establish these pillars on, the pillars of overhead press, way to pull up, etc. And so it's just a matter of shutting up and focusing on what you can control, not what you cannot control. So yeah, that's kind of my mini motivational rant for the day, and I will see you in a while because I'm exhausted.
Okay, so I know you can hear me properly because the fan is on, but I just really wanted to really quickly like document this. I was just sitting in this chair right now, like leaning back like this, right? And ow, 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 my shoulder for some reason just got jammed. Like I literally cannot move it. Like ow, 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 ow. Okay, that hurts. Ow, 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 ah. That hurts a lot. Oh, shooks. So where is it hurting precisely? It's hurting right here, and also for some reason at the back right here. I have no idea what is going on. I have no idea how this happened, bro. I was just lying back on my chair. That hurts quite a bit. I cannot move my shoulder properly. I very with Miriam's difficulty set up this phone so I could record this because I just want to have this in the YouTube video, because even though yes you can feel the pain, obviously there has no technology been involved. There's no technology that is yet involved. There is no technology invented yet through which you can feel what I'm feeling, but I wish you could. It's like, actually I don't wish anyone could, but like, you get my point. And if you're wondering why I'm moving it, I don't know. I just feel like if I move it, that should probably do something, because I'm moving my shoulders to a range of motion instead of just keeping it still. So I'm pretty much preventing frozen shoulder. That's just my stupid theory. I have no idea if there's any logic behind it. Ouch. It's hurting quite a bit. Ah, that hurts quite a bit. Ah, jeez. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to show right now. I'm gonna deal with this and go to sleep. So yeah. Peace, boys. Take care of your shoulders, please. Take care. Yeah, treat that. Actually, take care of your shoulders, bro. Like, please. Like, do your 90-90 rotations, please. Stretch your pecs out, please. Stretch your lats out. Keep good posture. Strengthen your thoracic spine so that you can maintain good posture. Please do that so that you don't have to go through what I'm going through, inshallah. Right? So, please. I beg you. Strengthen your shoulders and strengthen your knees as well. So, yeah. I'm going to just fix this pain and go back to bed, inshallah.
It's Friday today. Another day I cannot hit upper body because of this guy. And so another day that we have to hit legs. And that is exactly what I'm here in the basement to do. Hit legs. The last thing I want to do, but it is what it is. Real quick, I have the MRI tomorrow, inshallah. Tomorrow around 3 p.m. So I do not know what to expect. Honestly, I have zero idea what an MRI is about. I have zero idea about literally anything. And I think I'm just going to keep it that way. But I'm still going to research about what I should not do before an MRI, because I want the results to be as accurate as possible. So yeah, that being said, let's get into this leg workout. I'm going to stop that thing. Okay, so I kind of procrastinated, or also kind of forgot to record this. But basically what's been happening is that yesterday I got my MRI done. I was in there for like 20 minutes or something. And they basically took an MRI of my shoulder. I will get the report back on Monday, inshallah. And then I can get the appointment on Wednesday, inshallah. So we'll see how that goes. But overall, shoulder actually been feeling pretty decent for the past 2 days, you know, because in between what happened was that I basically, right, like a few days before my MRI, like 2-3 days before my MRI, I tried hanging from the pull-up bar, and I jammed my shoulder again, which was pretty weird, right? And so basically that kind of made me be like, okay, wait, get off of this. I don't want to screw anything up even more before the MRI. So I did not do any hanging. I did not do the rotations before the MRI. And then now that the MRI is done, I was like, okay, whatever. And I've been busy with editing this video that I'm hopefully going to put out either today or the day after. So I've been pretty busy. Let's just say that. And I kind of forgot about my shoulder in between. And honestly, after that, it's actually been feeling pretty decent. Like, it feels well. It doesn't feel like terrible now. And because of that, I tried hanging, right? Just today, I hang for about 30 seconds twice or thrice. And it was decent. Like, I did not feel any pain whatsoever. During the hang, I felt pain on the first time. But after that, it just went away. And then I basically just hung pain-free twice more for 30 seconds, which was amazing. And I've also been hanging with assistance. So I just keep my feet on the ground and then I hang as well, because I don't just want to hang fully right now, because that might, again, cause some pain in the shoulder. So I'm taking it slowly and steadily, you know? So that's kind of my plan with this. And the reason is that a lot of the times I am hunching down, right? And when I hunch down, my spine is all curved like this. This is how my spine basically is, right? And so I pull my shoulders back, but my spine is still rounded. So in order to actually get my shoulders in the correct position and ensure that they have, you know, full movement, I need to extend my thoracic spine, right? I need to bring this part, right? I need to bring it back up. And then it's much easier to put my shoulders in an extended position, in a much better position than they were before. So if you want to try this, do this, right? Completely hunch over and then try and do an overhead press. It's going to either hurt or you're not going to be able to do it. But if you fully extend through the thoracic spine, right? Not like freaking puffed up chest, not like that, but just normal, right? And then you put your shoulders back and down, and then you try to overhead press, you can do the entire thing. So that is one more theory. And the way that you strengthen your thoracic extension is obviously by training it. But how do you train it? You basically do, I think, something called bridges. You do that, but I can't really do that right now. So the next best thing for me is to work on my lower traps, because the lower traps, right, they work to maintain that extended position in the thoracic spine, in the middle of the spine. So if I work on my lower traps, right, and I get strong there, not only will that help me right now with this, but it will also help me with front levers in the future, inshallah, and it will also help me hold this posture for longer, and it will also help me, have better shoulder range of motion and have less shoulder pain. So that's a win-win situation. So I think I'm going to work on these two things simultaneously, and that should help my shoulder a lot more. I think it's just a matter of getting stronger at these 1990 rotations, as well as getting stronger at, T raises, which is an exercise to strengthen the lower traps. But whilst I'm doing the T raise, I do feel a bit of discomfort, a bit of pain right here in the front delt, but it's not something too insane. And I've noticed that if I pull from my lower traps, I do not experience as much pain as I do if I just raise my arm above my head, because when you're doing the T raise, it's very easy for you to just lift your arms up, but that's not what you do. You instead pull your shoulders back and down, really engage the lower traps, and then you pull your arms up, and that is supposed to help you engage your lower traps more and fire them more and get them stronger. So that's kind of my idea with everything, and we'll see what happens on Wednesday when I'm actually able to take my report to the doctor. I'm expecting either a minor rotator cuff tear, either a minor labrum tear, or just, I don't know, maybe, it's hard to say anything, Like from the research I've done, it could be a labrum tear, which is very much common, but I don't expect it to be a full labrum tear, because a full labrum tear makes more sense when the shoulder completely dislocates from the socket. But that didn't happen for me. It was a subluxation, a partial dislocation. So I assume it would probably be either a partial labrum tear or it would be a partial rotator cuff tear. But we'll see what happens. It might be worse. It might not be worse. I have no idea. Inshallah, it's nothing too bad. It's just something minor that I can get over in just a few months and really strengthen my weak points so that I can come back and become stronger than ever before. So that being said, this was pretty much the recap for this week. I hope that you found something valuable from my journey. I hope that you do something to save your shoulders and also to save your spine. But that being said, I will see you in next week's video, inshallah, where we actually find out what's wrong with my shoulder. Let's go. Assalamu alaikum.